What if the most manipulative person in your life never raised their voice? What if control didn't look like dominance, but like vulnerability? Today we're breaking down the psychology behind the covert narcissist, how they hide their true intentions, how their personality structure works, and why their manipulation is so difficult to detect. And this isn't about labels, it's about patterns. In clinical psychology, narcissism exists on a spectrum. The model most researchers refer to is narcissistic personality disorder, as described in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5-TR. But covert narcissism isn't always loud, grandiose, or obviously arrogant. Instead, it is often hypersensitive, passive-aggressive, chronically resentful, deeply insecure, externally modest, internally entitled. Where the grandiose narcissist seeks admiration openly, the covert narcissist seeks validation indirectly, through victimhood, subtle guilt, and moral positioning. And their true intention? To maintain control over how they are perceived. From a personality analytics perspective, covert narcissism often combines high neuroticism, emotional reactivity, sensitivity to criticism, low agreeableness, resentment, envy, quiet hostility, fragile self-esteem masked by moral superiority. Their internal world is driven by three forces: shame, envy, fear of exposure. Unlike overt narcissists, covert narcissists don't believe they are superior in a loud way. They believe they are misunderstood geniuses, unappreciated victims, or morally superior observers. Their identity depends on maintaining that narrative. How they hide their true intentions, weaponized vulnerability. They share trauma early. They position themselves as emotionally deep, but vulnerability becomes a strategy to lower your guard, to gain sympathy, to create emotional obligation. It feels intimate, but it establishes leverage. Covert narcissists rarely say anything directly cruel. Instead, "I was just joking. You're too sensitive. I didn't mean it that way." This creates cognitive confusion. You feel hurt, but you can't prove why. That ambiguity is intentional. They avoid responsibility subtly, forgetting commitments, underperforming selectively, playing helpless. This shifts emotional labor onto others while preserving their victim narrative. They don't attack directly. They reframe control as morality. "I just care too much. I have higher standards. I'm the only honest one." Now, disagreement becomes an attack on their character. At the core, covert narcissism is a defense structure. Psychodynamically, it protects against deep inadequacy, chronic shame, fear of abandonment, fear of insignificance. Instead of building authentic self-worth, they construct a hidden hierarchy where they are the quiet, superior one. Their true intention isn't always conscious manipulation. Often it's self-preservation. But the impact on others is the same: confusion, guilt, emotional exhaustion. Because they don't look powerful. They look sensitive, intellectual, introverted, wounded. Society associates narcissism with arrogance, but covert narcissism thrives in subtlety. They don't demand admiration. They demand emotional loyalty, and they frame independence as betrayal. From a behavioral analytics perspective, look for patterns: chronic victim positioning, inability to handle criticism without withdrawal, passive-aggressive retaliation, emotional scorekeeping intimacy that feels intense but unstable. Patterns matter more than isolated behaviors. Anyone can be insecure. Anyone can be hurt. The difference is repetition, plus lack of accountability. Understanding covert narcissism isn't about diagnosing others. It's about recognizing dynamics that quietly distort relationships. True emotional health requires accountability, direct communication, stable self-worth. If you constantly feel confused, guilty, or responsible for someone else's fragile identity, that's data. And psychology is about reading patterns, not reacting to moments. If this analysis resonated with you, subscribe for deeper breakdowns on personality dynamics, emotional intelligence, and psychological power. Because the most dangerous manipulation is the one that doesn't look like manipulation at all.